Beautiful am I, bountiful am I, blissful am I, Waheguru. Beautiful am I, bountiful am I.
Welcome to Spirit Voyages vlog series. We're Aykanna, and we're in the middle of our monthly installment, which is Release Stress, Tap into Vitality. And today's topic, Relax and Recharge. Dun da da! Wait, no, first. Dun da da!
And hence, I chose to drink a cup of yogi tea.
Yogi tea today.
Because I was feeling myself stressed out before making the video with all that we have to do today. And Akka said, why don't you go get a cup of yogi tea?
Get a cup of yogi
And so I did. And I put some herbs in it. And I put some lemon in it. And I read the little...
What does it say?
It says, happiness comes from contentment. And all of a sudden, I chose to shift my vibration and be happy so that I could be content. And drinking the tea is relaxing me. So here's a great little tidbit. Slow down. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. Drink a cup of yogi tea.
So relax
That's
and
what's happening
recharge.
today.
Relax and recharge is our topic today. And so as we've been talking, we just came out of managing stress. And going into this topic of relaxing, we need to consider one important point. That stress is something we perceive. You know, remember as we went into this aspect of stress, it's a state of mental tension. A state of mental tension. So how else are we going to get any mental reaction or any stimulus is based off what's going on in our environment. So it's how we are dealing with the energy coming in from our environment as well as our inner perception of what we are experiencing. Combine those two together, and if we don't have the caliber and strength to manage it and flow through it, then it's going to begin to press in on us and we experience the stress. So as we get into this aspect of relax and recharge, I wanted to read you something from Yogi Bhajan, and particularly with the teaching that we get, training to be teachers. This is from our manual. So relaxation is difficult for most people because of a subliminal level of emotional conflict or turmoil. Now remember the word perception that we just talked about, the mind figuring out what's going on, how do I feel about this, what's going on. Even as we go about our tasks, there is an inner emotive dialogue that generates patterns of anxiety, anger, hopelessness, or other self-defeating emotions. Whoa, check it out. This is called commotional living.
I think we all can relate to that.
Now
at
listen
some
to
point.
this, because this is an important aspect of relax and recharge, because it's about the parasympathetic nervous system, which is to slow down, bring the blood to the core, allow us to relax, bring the blood into the digestive system, allow us to assimilate and recharge. This commotional living, he says, it drains the reserves of energy of the nervous system and creates defenses and armoring against the discomfort. So how do we perceive stress sometimes? As something uncomfortable. And then what do we wind up doing? Creating these ways to armor ourselves from the stress. And armoring could look like being around a codependent relationship. When you get off work or out of the stressful environment, going into places where other people talk about their stress, right? So this belonging starts to take place. And what happens in those situations, i.e. happy hour, right? Happy hour, look at that. You go and you continue armoring yourself from the stimulus that we deem is uncomfortable by numbing our nervous system with alcohol,
Yeah.
right? Or taking prescriptions, right? Think about that. Happy hour. It doesn't really allow us to face what we need to face.
Yeah.
Build our internal caliber, right? In this case, we need to build our nervous system and repattern the way we're perceiving, the way we're emoting. We have an opportunity to repattern. So relaxation is more than just kicking back on the couch and flicking on the TV. It's about repatterning the sensory apparatus so that we can truly relax and let go of all the emoting and be able to just be with ourselves.
One we talked about last week, getting to know our stress meter, right? Our stress triggers. Once we get to know those, we can begin to work with them. And it's interesting, as we're doing these videos, you know, we're also getting the teaching. We're also practicing, looking at what we're talking about, what we're sharing with you, what works for us, what doesn't work for us. So this last week, I've definitely myself personally been looking at, okay, what is it that I really get triggered in by life? Like, what causes me the most stress? And one of the things that I have found is that when I speak negatively, it causes me stress. So looking at what is it that triggers us, and looking at those stress meters. So that's a really important work that we just encourage you to keep doing as we use these meditations, these kriyas, these breathing techniques, pranayamas, to really rely and build the energy system, the storehouse of our vitality, which is inside. So before we start our meditation, as we do always, let us tune in with Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the subtle teacher within. Rubbing the palms vigorously, placing them at the center of the chest, closing the eyes, focusing them at the brow point. Let's take a deep inhale together. Exhale. And inhale to begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Deep inhale. Let's get a little mula bandha in there. Squeeze. And exhale. Here's a phenomenal meditation which I've definitely practiced a lot over the years. It's a meditation for absolutely powerful energy. And the comments on this meditation is that when it's correctly done, it can give you absolute power to totally elevate your consciousness. And when you have a hard day to face, this meditation will give you the absolutely powerful energy that you need to penetrate and balance your most effective computer, which is the brain. Okay? It can also be done as a great meditation to go to sleep, and it's the best thing to do for brain drain when you just feel like nothing left to give. Okay? So let me show you how we're going to bring the hands together. All of the fingers crossed except the sun fingers, which is the ring finger. And we're going to place the right thumb on top of the left thumb, and we're just right here. The fingers are pointing at a 60-degree angle, and we're just here at the solar plexus, okay? The eyes are closed, and we're simply going to chant the mantra Om, O-N-G. But there's a very particular way that we chant that, okay? We're going to inhale deeply and then rise the sound up into the back of the head, closing off the back of the throat, using the head like a conch. and the sound reverberates through the Shushmana, the central channel of the body.
Wow, y'all.
So you're vibrating in the center of the nose. Okay, so we'll demonstrate it. And he says that you could just do 5 repetitions of this or more, but after 5 repetitions, that's all it takes to elevate consciousness. But we're actually going to go for 3 minutes because we really like this. The eyes are closed. Let's bring the hands together. The right thumb is on top of the left thumb. Close the eyes. Let's apply a very strong neck lock. So the neck, the chin pushes back and there's no curve at the back of the neck. That's very important. Take a deep inhale and let's begin. Last one. Deep inhale. Let's squeeze that root lock. Focus deeply, all the energy at the brow point. And exhale. Shake out the hands. Be still for a moment. Just see how you feel. Tune in to your infinite reserve of energy. So lovely to be with you.
Yes.
And we look forward to closing this month with you next week as we look at the next thing of busting stress and tapping into vitality. And that'll all really, we pray, give you some tools that you can bring into your life. And just also know that like Aka said a lot at the beginning, you know, stress is a part of life. It's unavoidable. Stress is going to come. It's just let us learn how to manage it and how to go inside and how to really, you know, bring our systems together so that we can handle the stress of these times.
And when it's time to relax, you have time to let go and let your own intelligence recharge and rejuvenate the spacesuit that we're walking around in.
Exactly.
So again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Sat Nam.